Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Friday, December the 10th. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly wrap up. As always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Jumping straight into the weekly chart, you can see we have two pairs where the gap did not fill, but actually, no, make that three pairs. The gap did not fill. If we take a look at the open ranges, so for the week, you can see prices back in the opening range. We're below the opening range for the month and way below the opening range for the year. So simple horizontal line trades here. On Tuesday, you might have gotten your fingers burned because even though it was an outside bar, it was only by maybe a pip. It wasn't by much. Then come Wednesday, though, we did break out of the low of the opening range for the week, and we also broke out of it today. But on Tuesday, then again, you might have gotten your fingers burned breaking out of the opening range for the week. But as you can see here, if you took the break at the low of the monthly open range, there was a nice profit to be had. Oh, let's see. There was a trader. Let me go back. They wanted to look at my indicators again, so I'll just flash that up so you can pause the video and see the indicators that I used. Okay, let me do that on this chart. Just move that over. So for the year, we're 418 pips below the open, 72 pips below the open on the month, and 10 for the week, 10 for the day. So I guess today's open was also the same as the weekly open. We went right back to the week. And speaking about that, you can see here on that weekly open, it's definitely in the wick zone of the previous week. So breaking out to the downside of the previous week's low and the bottom of the previous week's candle, which was that close, would have paid off there. Inside bar, we had one yesterday. We broke out of the top and looks like we broke out by about 20 pips. So a lot of inside bar action. You can see all the blue and the gray there. But the range, we had news today, which moved the market about 20, 30 pips, but we only have 55 pip range. So it's another day, a muted day when it comes to range. And looking here at the open, you can see once again, daily, weekly open was the same here. There's the and we had some buy zone trades in both directions, but with the muted day, there just wasn't that many pips, with the one exception, that nice spike during the news there. Rats, green rats feasted, and then the red rats got a little bit of cheese there. Let's see, let me just make sure. I have to keep remembering to show the indicators. I've done that before, but there's some new traders, or new to my channel at least, so have to do this so they know what indicators, in case they want to match one of these charts. And pivot trading plan chart. We took out today's pivot. And you can see, so we've got the daily pivot we took out today. We've already taken out the weekly, but the monthly not yet. And so those are the indicators. And any indicator that's TRO followed by the year, those are the donational indicators. The Wick zones are high top, bottom, low zone. And you can see in and out of the upper and in and out of the lower wick zone, and price just doesn't like to stay on the wick zone. In fact, I'm thinking what I need to do is I should put the frequency distribution on this chart so you can see if there's been any change in the frequency of how often. Because I remember when I first wrote it, I think for the pound it was 77% of the time price didn't stay in the wick zone, or maybe it was the euro, I can't remember, but it was pretty much 70 or better across the board of all the major pairs and the volatile pairs like euro yen. So, and the smart range display, and we look at the week. The range so far is only in the 25 percentile. So probably maybe next week we should have a big week right before the Christmas holiday. We'll have to wait and see. High minus previous high. We didn't have a breakout. Previous low minus low, 34 pips. It's 33 percentile, but 34 pips, nothing to sneeze at. High minus close for you red rats, 75, and close minus low for the green rats, 53. So trading off the weekly rat zones and the weekly buy zone traders, high minus open, 75, and open minus low, 53. So buy zone traders were paid off on the weekly. And I want to switch over to the day. And you can see here we've had a couple muted days in a row. But we did break out of the previous day's high by 20 pips. Okay, the price action chart showing the wall mall lines with the sweet spots and the previous H1 high and low. And I was just on the phone with Walmart, and as predicted, I saw price spike up here. I said chances are it's going to get back down to that open, and sure enough, it just did. Because to me, this is a return bar, meaning price is going to want to return to the open. And on this chart, he's looking at the hour. There's a lot of price action to be learned here. So, for example, red candle followed by a green candle that put in the low. That's a turn trade. So here, if you took in, you can see price turned. Now, of course, price could have gone the other way, but it didn't. So this is one of the trades to look for is what I call a turn trade. So that happened, and then you can see here price put in a 3 ball at the top. It came right back down through here. This here is a holo trade, and I also believe it's a 1, 2, 3 trade. So price put in the daily high, open it. See it went to challenge the high, but let's see how far did it get? Got to 37, so it got within 5 pips of the high. turned around and back down and through the open. You could take the short here at the for a holo. You could have taken the short at that 2-ball. You could have taken a short at the 30. Those are all places where you could have taken the short and been awarded 10, 20 plus pips. Now, people say that's hairy hindsight, but it really isn't, because these are the types of trades that we do every day. It's just waiting for the setups to occur. So you can see it tested the previous H1 low, but you usually don't take that first test. And looking at the higher low, lower high screen here, so you can see what indicators are being used. There was a, for the M5 highest low, you can see there was a trade there worth a few pips. On these trades, the way Walmart and I trade them, we're only looking to grab 2 or more pips. Sometimes we'll get the run, but for the most part, if we get up a couple of pips, we'll just punch out if something's saying price stops moving in our direction or starts to go in the opposite direction. But the thing is about keeping it simple is each one of these methods is horizontal line based for the most part, with the exception of fading the pivot and fading the weekly open gap. But the rest are horizontal line based. Some of the lines move, some don't. So like the highest low and lowest high, these are dynamic. So as price continues on, these lines will change. But as you move up time frames, they don't change as often. So here, the highest low was 32.24.8. We could call it 25 psycho line. And you can see here, there was a nice short to be had and another nice short to be had. And then here at the 31.91 lowest high, there was a long to be had. So that's just another way of trading the higher low, lower highs, is you can, look at the multiple time frame for each one of these. And what I've noticed is when they line up perfectly, meaning, say if you have multiples, so if the M1 highest low is above the M5 and the M5 is above the M15, it's when you have the M5 above the M1, that's the ones you have to be careful of. That's just one other little trading tidbit that we found. But you can see here there was a nice bounce on M5, and if you come down to M1, this is almost a textbook trade where put in a 3-ball, once again failed to break out, turned around. You could jump in at this lower high and been up 6 pips or so. And I can see I need to change. Well, I don't know if I have that in this one. Indicator tag. No, I'll have to add that to the to that indicator so I could put the decimal in. And finally, I wasn't sure, but I'm thinking this might have been the chart that the trader was asking me about, what indicators. And you can see here, these are all free indicators in the TRO or in MT4 mother load. I think it's TRO build 1350 now is the latest mother load. So, fellow traders, I hope this helps. I hope you had a profitable week. I wish you a fun and safe weekend. And when you come back to your trading platform, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. This is TheRumpledOne saying go out there and drain the banks. And I am signing off. Over and out.